Guys, so my lighting is weird. I'm filming later again, so I'm not filming there where the light setup is. I'm filming on my bed. And this camera's gonna be shaking the entire time I'm filming. Lit. So for starters, Happy New Year. I hope all of you had a safe New Year's Eve and had a designated driver if you're into that. I changed my hair, which you can tell, which I will go into that in another video. Today's video is hopefully not going to be 10 minutes long, but maybe it will be. It's my thoughts on The Greatest Showman. So, The Greatest Showman's a movie that a lot of people are familiar with, that is roughly based on the life of P.T. Barnum, one of the greatest showmen to ever live. And the reason why I say roughly is because of the fact that, in my honest opinion, Hugh Jackman as the lead, like, this is his passion project and all of that. Hugh Jackman doesn't really seem to have a cruel bone in his body, and this was very romanticized as far as P.T. Barnum was concerned. There were aspects of it that weren't very, that got a little shady, that didn't actually happen and all of that. But I'll go into that in another video maybe. P.T. Barnum, the real P.T. Barnum, was a entrepreneur to some people. He was a showman to some people. To a lot of people, he was an awful sack of trash. He was very racist. He was very cruel. His term, like, he put people who were unique and exploited them for his own gain and all of that. He also was one of the first notable circus men, and if you are very familiar with circuses, you know that they are very, very, very abusive to animals. He was one of the first to have African animals and other animals of similar descent that are wild, like elephants, zebras, lions. He was one of the first to have them in captivity, and they were malnourished, kept in cages. Usual things that happen with a circus situation. Thankfully, back then, they didn't have as many tools to abuse them or tase them or take a cattle prod or something like that to them that some circuses have used in the past. It's very abusive to animals. Animals are what make circus so grand, but they are very abusive. I'm not saying that every circus is like that. I'm sure there are some that are very respectable to their animals and probably don't utilize animals that shouldn't be kept in captivity. On the racism side of it, he was a racist, but they didn't really go into that. They said he didn't see skin. They said he wasn't racist or judgmental and other things like that. When he saw someone who was different from everyone else, and his thought wasn't astonishing, it was, how can I make money off of that, if that makes sense. So the real P.T. Barnum was not a good person. I don't know why that was the passion project, but this movie did talk about inclusion. It touched on interracial couples, which that was so horrible in that time period to like have an interracial couple, and I don't understand it personally because I I don't see color, I see heart, um, and all of that. But they did touch on that. They didn't really say anything. I haven't found anything in regards to the animals they used. Some of it looked like it may have been CGI. Some of it did look real. Um, so I don't know what, but Hollywood does have animals. I don't know how they're treated. I tried to find articles about it. The only thing I found was a PETA article saying that asking why we're romanticizing someone who was very cruel. Um, so I don't know anything in regards to the animals used in that film. What I do know is that it's magical. The soundtrack is incredible. The acting talent is astonishing. I'm not saying that just because I am biased, because their cast is incredible and I've loved Hugh Jackman since the original X-Men movies in 2000, and I've loved Zac Efron for a long time. I never really watched the High School Musical movies, but there were other things he was in, like The Lucky One and Derby Stallion and a couple others that I really loved him in them. And Zendaya doesn't really need much of an introduction. She's Zendaya. Like, I'm pretty sure every human who knows of her has a crush on her. She is incredible. And the thing that I had a problem with was that there wasn't really much in the way of speaking parts with her. And she is a very talented actress, and like the accent she was faking and everything was really incredible, but they didn't really go into it. And um, I would have liked for certain people to have more of on screen time than just like their songs, but the songs said so much. So I know Hugh Jackman has been working on this for 7 years. Like, he's been wanting to do something like this for 7 years. He tore stitches. Um, when he first sang From Now On, I watched the video of it and I cried. It's personally, I love that movie. I've already gone to see it twice in the theater and spent a lot of money. Um, but I don't think that when they base something off of something historic, that you should look at all the facts or um, like get mad at it for not utilizing all the facts, because I don't think anyone wants to see a movie that's completely about the way that that particular man was. He was not very good. He did he did set the stage for many circuses, but he did also, by doing that, he also made innocent animals suffer. So personally, I think that you should weigh it out in your mind and just not really focus on the whole this is based off of a horrible person part, but think about their version of the story. It's an incredible story. It's incredibly done. The acting is great. The music is great. It's an enchanting film, minus its basis. So that's my thoughts on the Greatest Showman. Bye.